What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while since I've put out a video. I'm still kicking, you know. Had some things change in my life. Don't really want to talk a whole lot about it, but here recently I've had one of my best friends, 40 plus years, pass away, and that really hit home. I've shot some videos, but heart wasn't in it. It's still not really in it, but you know, trying to get back to some kind of normalcy. He was your ride or die. Always put a smile on your face, no matter if you've seen him yesterday or seen him 6 months from now. You could pick up a conversation with him, and he was like that with anybody. So that's where I've been. Kind of knew it was coming for a while, but you know, still sucks. I am still, you know, building vans here in the shop. I've got away from the employees, so it's back to just me. Little because the work slowed down some. More because it's hard to force someone to have the same passion that you do if they're just here to punch a clock. And most of my guys that I had, you know, they wasn't the best. If you told them what to do, they could get it done. Sometimes it wasn't to my standards. I would make them redo it, because it doesn't matter if you guys seen the product or not. When it goes out that door, it's got my name on it. So that means a lot to me. And no matter how well we do, I still think it can be done better. No matter what we do. So that's why I went back to just doing everything myself. Today I'm in here on a Sunday, trying to get caught back up from the holidays, building a swing arm for a generator for the back of an expedite van we're working on. I've tried to have this made at a fabrication shop. That's what they advertised as. I've taken one that I've built to 3 different fabrication shops and say, here it is. Give them all of my measurements that I start out with, you know, on a piece of paper. And that's trial and error. So I know what I want. I know the tolerances that I have for it, and I've built into it. Am I an engineer? No, not by any means. Am I a professional welder? Not by any means. I've built roll cages for race cars that I've put myself into, demolition derby. These swing arms I've evolved over the last 4 or 5 years to where I'm very confident in their ability to do what they're supposed to do. One of my swing arms, even from early on, that I built and have changed a few things since then, was involved in a rear end collision. And if I can find the pictures, I'll put them in here. It was hit hard enough that the generator was shoved up into the back doors and caved both back doors in. But the swing arm still functioned. Yes, the generator was tipped forward, unoperable. It bent the hitch under the van, but if you took a hammer and knocked out the slide bolt, you could still swing it around, still function. That to me said that I'm on the right track. It's heavier than anything you're going to buy from Amazon or E-Trailer or whoever. It's built for these ProMasters, for the Transits, for the Sprinters. I machine everything myself now because, like I said, the ones that I got, I had each of them make me 2 of them. The one machine shop, I refused to even pay for them, just because they built 2 of them. Both of them were wrong. Like, one was a mirror image. One swung to the left, one swung to the right. I mean, that's not a little oversight. That's a big oversight. So, I've done away with that. I knocked that one out right off the bat. The other 2 are the 4 swing arms, 1 from each. I didn't even accept the other 2. I did paid full price for, and still had to spend 2 or 3 hours fixing it to where I feel comfortable about sending it out. And their price, they wanted more for their finished product that I still had to put all the latches on. I still had to weld on the generator mounts because I don't know what the customer is going to have. I still have to finish coat them, either bed liner or have them powder coated. And I sell them for $725. They wanted more for that for their raw product. And, they said the price could go down if I would order 30 or 40 at a time. But if you can't get 2 right to within some kind of reasonable tolerance, what makes me think that you're going to get 40 right? So I've kind of abandoned that and went back to building them myself as I need them, depending on the van that they're going on, depending on the hitch that the customer has. And, that way I can have some quality control of it. I am going to do a little changing on my channel. Originally this started out as my personal channel, and then it developed into, what I do here for a living here in my shop. And over the last 5-6 years, I've thrown everything I've had into this. Sometimes working 12, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's winter time. It's, next week's New Year's. Yes, I'm in here on a Sunday because, took off some for Christmas. Yesterday, took off my first side-by-side ride, went 120 miles. That to me is how I relax and wind down. I'm going to do more of that. I'm still doing builds myself. I do have one that we did that I absolutely love because I'm a wood guy. I like natural wood. I did 3/4 of it. The customer was a former shop teacher, so he's going to make all the cabinet doors and drawer faces and the drawer boxes and all that stuff. You will be seeing a video of that once he gets all that done and brings it back so I can spray it and install all the doors. And once that gets done, I will be shooting a video of that. But it is all cherry. Some of you noticed that I use quite a bit of cherry. Personally, I love the look of the wood, but this was actually a customer choice. He come in and seen the school bus that I worked on with the cherry. He'd been in and out of here, I don't know, 10 or 15 times over the last 4 or 5 years, and finally decided to go for it because he's not getting any younger. Excuse me. So it's, I got that built for him. Took a little longer than I was anticipating. Of course, a few things have changed, but it'll be coming up in a future video. along with some camping trips that I've got planned. Before, back in last summer, I sold my big fifth wheel, camper that I purchased. That I like camping. I like quiet camping. I don't like campgrounds. So I've built, well, you've seen the tiny house. I'm currently living in that at the time. Kind of goes into the whole life change deal. But I'm building a little square drop. If anyone's familiar with the square drop, I started the project about 3 years ago and just lost interest. Put it on the back burner, it's set. And then here recently, since work slowed down a little bit, it's gave me time to, I guess, concentrate on my own mental health. Not focusing so much on what other people do or say or whatever. Kind of got burnt out on the YouTube thing. Not that I was, excuse me, not that I was putting a bunch of videos out, but anybody that's got a keyboard can just kind of hound you, and no, you're doing it wrong. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. Great. If that's the way you want to do yours, fantastic. I'm not telling you this is the way you should do it. I'm just letting you know this is how I'm doing it. I don't need your criticism. If you like it, great, love it. As long as my customers are happy, because ultimately they're the ones that's paying the bill. And it leaves here, and I'm proud of it because it has my name on it. I stand behind it. It's everyone can criticize because they've watched other people do whatever. Great. A lot of the comments that you see in the bottom of the videos, I just delete them. I read them. There's a lot of them that needs approval to be posted. A lot of them I don't put through. Not that I care what the guy with the keyboard says, or the guy that says he's an electrician and I'm doing it all wrong. Hey, great. Guy that's a certified yada 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 welder that I'm doing it wrong. Hey, I never claimed to be a certified welder. I weld it and build it to, I wouldn't be afraid to put my kids in it. If I have any concern about it at all, I just think, would I put any of my daughters in it? Would I let my daughter drive that? And if I have any inkling of it could get them hurt, no. So any project that goes out the door, that's my standard. The whole personal thing here with Chris passing, took some time to myself and just reflected. And have I been the best person in my life? Absolutely not. And if we all sit down and think about it, have you? I've probably done some things that I'm not proud of. And I'm gonna try not to do any others, but you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm not. But everything that has left that door, that a customer has left here in, I'm proud to put my name on it. I'm not a video maker. I'm not an editor. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a computer guy. I don't accept every job that someone offers me. And it's not because I don't feel confident that I can do it, because I'll learn how to do something. I'm not charging the customer for that time, but it's easy for me to learn it, and it's an added skill. You know, kind of going back to childhood, hated school, hated it with a passion. Couldn't wait to get out of it, and went right to work. Later, I went back and got my high school diploma. Drove truck for many years. Got a couple million miles in. Seen the country. Miss driving. And at times I see what's out there now, and I'm glad I'm not out there. You know, everyone sees the trucks going up and down the road, and they're a dirty truck driver, and he's an asshole because he's running people, you know, he's in the left lane. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have that whether it's a car or a semi. Don't matter what they're driving, they are who they are. But just cut the guys a break. They're away from their family. They're away from their friends. They're, you know, gone from home. Because, I mean, let's face it, if they're in that truck for 2 or 3 months at a time or longer, that truck's their home. They get to go visit a house that their family's in. Driving a truck is not for everybody. It's not a job. If you go into it thinking it's a job, you're never going to last. You have to go into it knowing it's a lifestyle. So I try to give them much break as I can, even though I don't agree with a lot of them. I try to at least respect them some. They're human just like everybody else. So, you know, there's hard jobs out there. I mean, you know, hell, telemarketers probably got a hard job too if I sit down and really think about it, even though they aggravate the hell out of me. I get probably 30 calls a day on my business phone, wanting something, wanting to offer me the, you know, latest and greatest and the biggest deal, and, you know, whatever. Unfortunately, I have to answer it, even though if it shows up potential spam, because, you know, I've had some of my suppliers, their phone number shows up as potential spam, so unfortunately I got to answer it. So we are still open. We're still doing expedite vans. That's more of our, I guess, lower end bread and butter type stuff. It's what pays the bills, and I like doing it. As the guy that's, you know, been out on the road, I feel I know a little bit more what it takes to at least be comfortable. I see a lot of new people coming into the expediting industry, think it's an easy paycheck. If you don't know the industry, you don't know what it takes to operate that business, you're killing everyone else. 25 years ago, whenever I started into the expediting business, vans were making $1, anywhere from 95 cents to $1.10, $1.15 a mile. And gas was $1 a gallon. Now gas is what, $3, $4, $5 a gallon if you go out in California or higher. And there's guys out there taking 70 cents. Vans now, if you buy a new van, is 40, 50, 60,000 plus. And that's before you do anything to the interior, if you do anything at all. And you're taking cheap freight. Not all loads are good loads. I see it from the shipper standpoint. They're still paying the high prices, but there's so many brokers that double, triple book. From the time it's put on the board to the time the driver gets it, he may be fifth or sixth in line. I know they're trying to make a living too. I get it. But at what point are you hurting the industry more than you're helping it? Yeah, you're putting money in your pocket. That the guy that's actually doing 95% of the work's expense and risk. I've got fleet owners that have been in this industry now for 30 years that are having to sell houses to continue to be fleet owners. They're having to sell cars, their dream cars that they've got, to continue to have vans, because now they're at a point they're too close to retirement to start something else. And even at a 60-40, or some of them are doing 50-50 splits, with the freight prices down, it's killing. And whenever you've got 10, 15, 20, 30 vans, and you're constantly having to keep the vans repaired, it wears on you. I've sold a couple things that I was trying to make a little extra money. It wasn't worth. What's the old saying? The milk wasn't worth the squeeze. So, yeah, I was making a little bit, but it wasn't worth the headache, the aggravation. I bought this place 2 years ago. Some of you that's been here, I started out in the back of this building renting it, from stepping up from the 800 square foot place at my house. And then the front part of the building come open. I needed the height to work on some of these campers we work on, or I work on. So I moved up here. My intention was to get 4, 5, 6 guys in here, repair campers, clean them, wash them, do the vans, the expediters. Was even contemplating building some tiny houses. And then I found myself, I was in the office more than I was. Sorry, that's the new shop cat. Found myself in the office more than I was down here on the floor. And I hate a computer. I hate being up there answering emails. I know it's a part of it, and I do answer the emails. Yeah, sometimes it takes me a little bit. I spend more time doing that, or going around and telling them, no, I don't want it this way, I want it that way, I want it, will it work? Yeah, it's ugly. I don't like it, fix it. I don't care if the customer can't see it. I can see it. Fix it. And that would aggravate them. It would aggravate me more. After they would clock out for the day, I'd spend another 4 or 5 hours in the shop, going home at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, after fixing the stuff that they didn't do bad. I think it could have been done better. So I would fix it to where I was comfortable with it. And then, because I'm in here so late, they'd be here at 5:30, 6 in the morning. I'd show up at 6:30 or 7, and they have a list of stuff to do. It should have been done it, but it wasn't getting done. So a couple of them, got mad and quit. I had one go to jail, and I had a couple of them go on to do better things, and I'm never going to fault anybody for that. And then as they went on and the work started slowing down, I just never replaced them. I've got one guy that I can still call if I need help part-time, but I'm just, if I want to start work at 9, I'll start at 9. If I have to stay till 11 or midnight. Sorry about that. Heat kicked on. If I have to stay to midnight to to get the job done, whenever I told the customer it would be done, I would. So if I'm having to do that anyway, why am I paying people? And everyone thinks that, oh, you're sticking money, you're making more money. No, I'm not. My employees were making more than I was, and still are. I don't need a lot. I do this because I like it. I'm not doing this to get rich. I've heard people, complain that, oh, you charge too much. Okay. I mean, I've heard others people say that they've got quotes from other builders that are twice what I charge, 3 times. I've got a sprinter that I'm getting ready to start working on that it'll be on here, that they've had it for 4 years. The first builder that they took it to, it sat down there. Can't remember if they said it was in the Carolinas or Florida. And they went to inquire about it and found out the guy filed for bankruptcy. The company, I think it was in the Carolinas, the company out of Florida that bought all his assets, they went and got their van. They got to talking to him. He's like, yep, we'll finish the build, not a problem, yada, yada, yada. They was excited. They took the van down to him in Florida. Um, it sat there for 2 years. They went down to check on it, you know, whenever they're talking to him over the phone. Like, yeah, everything's going good. You know, we're doing this, we're doing that. I'm waiting on this part to come in. I can't find this. The customer finds the part, has it shipped down there, and after about 18 months, they go down to see the progress of the van. It has 2 windows in it. One of them is miscut, so we're going to take it out and put a bigger window on that side, which is not what they want, and it's going to change the way the build is going to be laid out. They put a TV mount overhead that is so close to the headrest that if your head sticks up above that, you'll literally get a spike in the top of the head if you ever get in an accident or hit a bump. They put up wall panels on the wall and screwed them to the body of the van with no insulation, no wiring, no anything. And they done the same with the floor. They put the floor down, screwed it to the floor, and then puttied over and sanded the floor. So they had no intentions of putting any insulation under it. So these people are 4 years into this thing and $10,000, $15,000, and they've got a couple windows. What insulation they do have in it in the back doors is pink fiberglass insulation. So I see why people out there are getting discouraged on having companies, along with the pricing, having companies build their vans. There's a lot of half projects. If you look on Marketplace, they're everywhere. People get started on it, they get discouraged, they think how fun it's going to be, and then, you know, they're 2 years into it, they're over their head and broke. Or they've just parked and it's sat for a year. So I get it. That's why, you know, I do RV repairs. You know, put solar in campers. It's not a big money maker. I don't need it to be. I'm just looking to pay my bills. So I'm gonna try to get doing some more on YouTube here. I enjoy showing the stuff that I do. I don't enjoy the people. Just because, you know, I'll take criticism. That's fine. I got big shoulders. But no matter what you do, it's always wrong. No matter how you try to explain it or tell them, fine, tell me what you would do different. Show me. Then it's ghost. So they're just there to stir up shit. Don't need that. You know, just like my little tiny square drop there, you know, for what I'm doing, where I'm going to be going, a straight axle is going to be fine. I'm not bouncing through rocks. I'm not going through the desert. I'm not, you know, climbing over mountains with it. I'm using it local. I'll take you on some of my trip, you know. We don't have a lot of trail riding around here unless you go to the off-road parks. And after 1 or 2 times, it's like, okay, yep, that rock's still there. Yep, that mud hole's still there. No, you know, they shut that one down, or now the ruts are so deep you can't do anything, and I don't like beating on my machine. I'll play around. I'll, you know, do some stuff I probably shouldn't do at almost 50. I like seeing countryside. I said yesterday, 50 degrees, drizzle and rain, went for a 120-mile ride. Seen a couple nice little camping spots. Um, I'm, I'll show you the camping spots when I'm there. I might show you the route into them. I am not going to tag them because I'm not 100% sure that where we're camping is legal, and it's not trespassing on private land. It's Hoosier National Forest. It all depends on how you interpret the rules, interpret how it's phrased. As much as I've been back in there and seen a couple officers and stuff like that, they've not said anything yet. But I'm also not making a mess. I'm not tearing roads up. I'm going down closed roads that are still open. So I'll take you on some of them trips. I still have my property in Arizona. That's still a long-term goal of retiring out there. I'm also looking at some other property. I want to be able to not necessarily settle in one spot. So like the little tiny house that I built, I'm getting ready to start another one here in the future to set up somewhere. And then I'd like to have 2 or 3 pieces of ground, you know, Arizona, West Virginia maybe, maybe even a piece in Upper Canada, maybe Alaska, I don't know. Just to be able to travel around and stay a week, stay a month, 6 months, year, I don't know. And even if I retire, and I say that term very loosely, I'm still going to continue to do something. I can't sit still. You know, with back issues and neck issues, I'm still out here doing stuff that I probably shouldn't do, just because I can't sit still. I know this video is probably getting pretty long. Hell, we're at 30 minutes. All right, I'm gonna post this if you watch it. Great. Thank you. I do have a couple products that I got to shoot a video on. One of them's a lithium battery. I've been abusing it. So far it's held up. I'm actually going to purchase another one so I can put 2 of them in my little square drop, and we'll let you know how that is. See if it's worth anything. It's got a 5-year warranty, 100 amp hour battery, 27 series, I believe. Under $250. It's not a battle-born. It's also not a battle-born price. Supposed to have 100 amp discharge, so we'll see. I've been pulling way more power off of it than I should, but I told them that I was going to do that before I accepted to do the video. You know, I have no alliance to them. It's, you want to send me a product, I'm going to try to trash it. I've had several companies send me stuff that as soon as I take it out of the box, I just throw it away. It's junk. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting your time filming a video about it. I definitely don't want to put my name behind it. So we'll see. All right. I know this has been a rambling video about absolutely nothing, but I am still alive. I'm going to start doing a few more videos. So please be patient. Thank you. Love you.